everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today is Tea Tuesday, and so I want to just talk about something that might start getting a little bit heavy, and it is sort of tea and just sort of something that's been on my mind for quite a while. I do want to discuss some big change in my viewing. I have made vlogs in the past. You guys know I did like day in the lifestyle vlogs. I was never a daily vlogger. I was definitely not really a family vlogger. My husband is not hardly in any videos at all. He's just totally not into it. I have shown the kids, but in certain circumstances. I don't show them. I don't put the camera in their face and shove it in their face 24/7. And so that's something I wanted to talk about. What sparked today's Tea Tuesday? I'm not feeling super sassy. I'm just kind of disgusted and grossed out by some of the things that I've seen and read about and watched about children being on YouTube. And it's one of those things where I've had really conflicting feelings about showing my kids at all, because it's like making home movies or sharing pictures and videos of your kids on Facebook. You want to share them with your friends and you're very proud of them and you want to kind of show them off, like you're just so proud of them and you love them so much that they are such a big part of your life, and it's like sharing pictures with your friends and family. So I've done it in that style, and I do actually have family members who catch up with the kids through the videos. So that's been kind of hard, not being able to offer those in the same manner, but at the same time, anybody can be watching those videos, and it really does open yourself up for a lot of parenting criticism, a lot of criticism just in general. And thankfully, my subscribers have been really, really great. I have not had very many trolls or very many scary situations, and I'm not going to get into part of this today, the child exploitation part of it, and of a nasty nature that I'm just not going to discuss. That's not what this video is about. But I have seen a lot of the stuff that people have talked about, and I've watched videos kind of uncovering the darker side of YouTube. That's why YouTube got fined a bunch for the COPPA violations, because first of all, there's like content made for kids to consume, and they were having targeted ads, which you can do with children, but there's also a scarier side of the child exploitation stuff, where it's not just the viewers being exploited, it's the kids in the videos being exploited. And they had really bad crackdowns on what is and is not allowed to be filmed for YouTube when it's minors. Part of it, I feel like, just totally does not go far enough. I feel like family vlogging is such a double-edged sword. Like, I personally really enjoy watching family vloggers. I love watching other parents. I love other children. They're super cute, and I've gotten great joy out of watching some of those. But I'm watching as a mom. I'm watching as a fellow mom, and that's not always the case. There are some scarier stuff, scarier sides of things where people are saving the videos. It's not all completely innocent. So I've listened to some of this stuff. I've watched videos on people kind of uncovering this darker side, and I made the decision a long time ago. There's certain situations I don't film my kids in. I don't film them at certain angles. I make sure that they're always wearing clothes. There are certain things I just don't film for YouTube. And like bath time is one of those things. Like I don't ever have a bath time video of my kids because it's just icky and wrong, and I don't want that out there. And so I've made sure very, very, very few instances ever that they are not fully 100% clothed. And so I've been really cognizant of that. And I've uncovered more and more of the darker side of stuff where the children are being exploited, and not my children. I'm a smaller named person, and I haven't come across the stuff that YouTube took comments away for, and I'm kind of skirting the line. I'm not saying certain words. I'm not talking about certain things because I just don't want to go there. I will at one point, but that's just not what this video is going to be about. So based on all of that stuff, I have not really been showing the kids very much, and this has been an ongoing thing. I've just shown the kids less and less because I open up and I feel comfortable sharing them, and I think, oh, you know, the world is good, everybody's good. And then I swing to the other side where I'm like, I'm not comfortable showing them a lot. They're just not able to consent to it. I don't want to embarrass them future down the line. There's some dangerous, scary stuff happening on YouTube that I just don't want to be contributing to or involved in, and it just churns my stomach thinking about it. And so thankfully, like, I checked my videos and they are not on playlists that I've heard about, so I'm glad with that. I'm such a small channel with that. But I'm also on the other side of things where I consume family vlogging videos. Like I watch a lot of family vloggers. So I took a big giant step and looked at it and I'm like, I'm contributing to the views. I'm contributing to what's going on. So I have stopped watching family vloggers. If the kids are the primary focus of somebody's channel, I unsubscribed. So I went through all of my subscriptions and I unsubscribed from a lot of people, like a lot of people. If your kids are your main focus, I'm not watching anymore. So I took that step that I'm just not going to be involved in it in any way. I'm not gonna show my kids a lot and I'm also not gonna watch other people's kids a lot. So the whole thing, just even if you're not talking about the dark and scary stuff, like those kids have a camera shoved in their face 24/7. Like that's not authentic. Like if you're talking about it on the basis of consent, if you're talking about it on the basis of normalcy, if you're talking about it on child psychology levels, like all of this stuff really seems not good for the kids involved. Like having a camera shoved in their face 24/7, their parents, when the camera's out, the parents are on. And then when the cameras are gone, who knows what the parents are like. Like it just, they're not exactly what they are on the camera. For me, it was really hard to film the stuff because like our stuff's not super exciting and wild and in your face and we don't do new things every day. So we can't do like a lot of the made up stuff that people do when they're filming their family in the day in the life things. Like mine are really boring. It's really literally what I would be doing if I did not have the camera out. So it's just not exciting. It's just everyday life. So that part of it, I just feel like is kind of boring. Like my stuff's not exciting because we're not going to go buy these crazy things or do these crazy adventures that a lot of the family bloggers have gotten into. So that's why I haven't done hardly any like day in the lifestyle things for quite a while, because it's just not something I feel super comfortable with. And then on the other side of it, watching other people, I think about those kids and I think about, you know, when they're preteens, are they gonna like every day of their life or practically every day of their life up on YouTube for like their peers to see? And are they gonna get made fun of? Are their peers gonna just know too much? Like sometimes I've seen some things where they're like making fun of them for having a crush and it's obvious in the video. If you were the crush, you would know who it was. So I'm sure like the kids in the classroom all know now they have a crush, and where these things used to be a very private thing, they're advertised and shown for all the world to see. So it just seems wrong. And I worry about a long time down the road, like how is this setting those kids up? I feel like with me, we would only film like one a week or something. And I was the same person just with a camera, like, okay, now we're doing this, and mine are pretty boring. Like I said, I just feel for those kids where their whole life is looked at through the camera and their parents are always acting with them kind of thing. And not to say some of them aren't authentic, because I'm sure some of them are, but for the most part, it's an act and it's a persona. And I don't know how damaging that is for kids to feel like, you know, there's two different parents there. There's the parent who has the camera out, and then there's the parent when the camera goes away. And I think that has to be damaging on some level. It just inherently, I feel like, has to be. Like, of course, the little kids, they think it's fun and exciting because their parents think it's fun and exciting, you know? But they don't know any different, because a lot of these kids, like my kids, like all my pregnancy information is on YouTube. From the second my kids came out, I introduced them to YouTube. And I feel like a lot of these kids, they don't know any different from the camera just being in their face all the time. And it just seems icky and wrong. And just on that level, like those kids, somebody had done a video recently, and I remember the thing that they said. It was something like, you're making a zoo. Like the kids are the exhibits at the zoo, and the parents are the zookeepers or whatever filming the kids. And it's kind of like a zoo. Like the kids are the entertainment, like the animals at the zoo are the entertainment. And it just hurts my heart to think that. So I have pledged personally to not watch strictly family vlogging channels. I'm not going to watch where the kids are the sole focus. The kids are the zoo creatures in the zoo, and the parents are filming it for entertainment. I know a lot of it also is some of the Keeping Up with the Joneses stuff, where the parents make gobs and gobs of money, but they have a lifestyle at that point. You know, they have bills, they have a lot of employees, they have expenses where they can't just turn off the camera, because that's their livelihood now. Like that's what they do. They film their life every day. So it's not like if the kids are like, okay, we're done, we're done. It's not like the camera can just be turned off and they're done. Like, what else is the family going to do? Because that's how they pay for things, and they have a lot of expenses now because of their lavish lifestyle. So I feel like on the one hand, the parents can be stuck continuing the thing. Like, are they going to go out and get a real job? What kind of real job are they going to go out and get that they're going to make gobs and gobs of money, like thousands upon thousands of dollars for a little bit of work? They're just not. Like, they're not going to find a day job where they make equal amounts of money that they make exploiting their families. So it's just such a fine, dirty line. Not that I've done it perfectly. I definitely haven't done it perfectly, but I feel like I had boundaries. I had a set of things that I would not do, and I still, like, when I show the kids, there's a set of things I will not do, and I really stuck by those principles, and they're rules that I came up with really early on. And there's very, very few times, even having a clip of just the babies, like most of the time even the baby is fully clothed, not just in a diaper, which babies run around in diapers pretty much 24/7 sometimes. So even then I was really careful of how many clips I showed of just a baby in a diaper. And that's just something that I was mindful of. And so I don't think I did it perfectly. My kids aren't old enough to consent, so I can't do it perfectly. It's different when they're old enough, but right now they don't know. Like, they don't know the impact of potentially thousands or millions of people seeing these videos. So it's really hard to even process for the adults. Like, having millions and millions of people seeing your videos, that's hard for adults to handle. And think of like how many child actors and actresses just completely went off the deep end because their whole life was on the camera. They were used to certain things. And when you hit a certain age, you realize what's going on and you can't handle some of the fame and some of the money and all that stuff and all the eyes on you. A lot of those kids flame out and they go through lots of crazy things, and it's really hard for them. And I just don't think they even had their life shown 24 hours a day kind of thing, like with a camera in their face, daily vlogging. This brings up a whole new thing. This is child actors times 1,000, because like, at least when you're off the movie set, maybe you can have a normal family life, where this is the family causing it, the family filming it. I feel like really invasive. I feel like it's really, really invasive for the kids. And like some of the family videos that I have seen or heard about, and like I'm looking at commentary channels talking about family vlogging, like their clickbaity titles can be really problematic, like talking about puberty with the kids and filming it. I definitely plan on having the educational talks with my kids when they reach a certain age, and I will not be filming it. Like, that's such a personal, potentially embarrassing thing for the kids at the moment. I cannot imagine filming that. Like, it seems so wrong. And people do it because people are going to watch it. I feel like that's where I want to talk about it to you guys, and I want to pledge to not be involved anymore. I'm not going to be watching those videos anymore because it just seems wrong. It just seems wrong to continue to be a part of it. I'm adding to their viewership, and it gives them more incentive to continue the potential exploitation, all the bad yucky things. It gives them more incentive to do so the more that we watch. So I'm voting with my view and my time, and I'm just gonna steer clear of that. And for the most part I have been. I've watched a few people here and there, but for the most part I've stayed away from it, and I finally just took the step the last couple of days and subscribed from everybody. And it's just such a weird thing to always kind of know what's going on with all these people's families, and it just seems really invasive from just watching it. They don't have any privacy, and I've definitely talked about to you guys, like, I want to keep some things private. There's certain topics I don't talk about. Like, we do grocery hauls, and I don't put like my pads or my tampons in the grocery hauls every week, but I get them. Like, they're just something I don't put out there because I just don't want to talk about it in general. Like, things like that. Certain things I just don't want to put out there in the open. It's just one of those things that the more I read about it and the more I hear about it, and I think harder about it, and I just can't be involved in it anymore. And that's not to say I won't show my kids, because like I did an air fryer cooking recipe video and Olivia taste tested with me, but that's like a short little moment where she jumped in the video. The video was not about her, and a lot of my videos, even when they are day in the lives, they're not all about my kids. And that's something early on I think I've said in videos is I don't want this to be the Olivia show. I don't want this to be the Stella show. This is the Sami show. And that's why we're doing Sami's Tea Time. It's all about my life. It's a lifestyle channel. It's not a family vlogging channel. And I do show my kids because they are most of my life. Let's be real. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids and one of them's doing virtual kindergarten and the other one's a teeny tiny baby. Most of my life is my kids. So it's really hard to find something to film about that I can be passionate about that doesn't involve the kids. There's a car going by. But that's part of me finding what I'm gonna do with my YouTube stuff, because I've talked about having this conflict. I've talked about what I wanna do with this channel, because I definitely wanna get completely away from any focus directly on the kids. I finished Stella's up to her 1-year birthday, and I'll probably do like an 18-month update, but I'm not gonna be doing as much with the kids on the channel. I will show them. I won't like completely block their faces out or something, like go crazy, but I have definitely cut back like a lot of what I've shared about the kids, because Olivia is getting older. She's getting to be almost 6, and so she definitely deserves quite a bit of privacy. I want her to have a normal life, and like I come in here and she's like, "What are you doing, mommy?" I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go talk to the camera." Like she understands like I'm gonna go talk to the camera, or I was like cooking a recipe for the camera. She understands that much of it, but she does not get, like, she doesn't get that there are hundreds, sometimes thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of people watching my video, and she just doesn't understand that part. She doesn't understand the people behind the camera watching it. So it's just something she can't consent to because she can't figure it out. Like she just thinks that I'm talking to the camera. Just like when I'll talk to my Apple Watch. I'm covered up right now because I'm wearing my long sleeves, but I'll sit there and I'll talk to my Apple Watch and talk to my best friend or talk to my other friends. And she thinks the camera's just like one of my friends. Like I just sit and make videos for my one friend, like talking to my Apple Watch. She just doesn't comprehend what's really going on, because my kid doesn't really watch YouTube. We will go on there for like educational purposes. She has never seen YouTube Kids. We don't watch Ryan's toy reviews or whatever. We don't watch any of that stuff because I know there's a darker side where they sneak in some creepy videos. So she's never ever watched YouTube like that. We go on there and we watch videos of the antlion, or we watch What Does the Fox Say music video, or we watch a Let It Go rendition, like things like that. We watch it for educational or music purposes. We never go and watch random kid stuff. It's too random and weird. Occasionally there will be a person walking by, so if you see me like focus behind the camera, it's because I'm right facing into a big giant window and there are people going by. School's about to get out, or has gotten out. Let's see. Yeah, school's out by now, so the kids are walking by. But that's just part of where I want to go. Especially as the kids get older, I want to avoid sharing so much about them and really make this channel all about Sami, all about me, and go from there. So I'd love to know what you guys think. If you guys have heard or read or looked into any of the darker side of family vlogging stuff, it's just nasty and it's scary. And I go back and forth like, do I want to shut down my whole channel and never share anything ever again on YouTube or on Instagram? I've already shut down most of my social media stuff anyway. Or do I just want to do it safely, not sharing too much? Like I said, I don't want to share my planners because I don't want to share all those details. I'm really trying to be super mindful about what I put out there. I don't want people knowing everyday business. I don't. So that's part of it. It's like, do I go on the complete one extreme and not care at all and just share everything and let it all hang out? Or do I go on the other extreme and just shut everything down and not ever post a video again? And I want to fall somewhere in between, like somewhere in the normal range where I don't overreact or underreact. I want to be mindful, but I don't want to be paranoid. And so that's where I've kind of been mulling this over for months and months. Just what am I gonna do? Basically, I stopped vlogging once we moved into the house. I've vlogged very little since then, just up to like Easterish time where we got unpacked, because it was more about the house progress, and like it was such a meaningful thing for me to be able to share the conclusion of getting our dream home after all that we went through over the past few years. So that was a big deal for me to share it and get all the way to like the finish line where we're in this house, and I'm very, very thankful for that. And I do have like house updates. I never ended up filming like room by room talking about paint colors and countertops and stuff. I plan on doing that at some point, I think probably around the year mark, because we're getting close to the year mark. It's just with everything that went down, with everything shutting down and all the craziness, I just haven't had a whole lot of motivation to do a whole lot aside from thinking about things. I've been doing a lot of introspection, but not a whole lot of getting done. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of tell you guys kind of what's on my mind with this, and I feel like it was kind of a big step for me to just mass unsubscribe from tons and tons of people, like making sure we're not watching the family vlogging stuff at all. So it was just a really weird thing that I did, and I wanted to make sure I told you guys, just maybe so you think about it. Maybe you could think about, like, yeah, it seems all pure and innocent, but it's also kind of shady. When I think about the people making money, having their kids, and sharing every little thing about their kids, it just doesn't sit right with me. So I wanted to just kind of give you the little food for thought. Not very much juicy tea today, but it is Tea Tuesday nonetheless. That's Sami's hot take on family vlogging, and I will get into more of the darker side of things once I formulate how and what I want to say. So we'll save that for another Tea Tuesday down the road. There are a couple of other Tea Tuesday things I want to talk about soon. One of them is Rachel Hollis. I have thoughts on Rachel Hollis. I also have some thoughts on one of the family vloggers in particular that I would like to talk about a little bit, because I feel like one of them in particular gets a lot of backlash, and I don't know, rightfully so, but also not rightfully so. So I plan on doing a whole thing on just one particular family vlogger. And so that's it for today. I hope you guys liked it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave your comments down below if you have any thoughts and opinions and tea on family vlogging, and also leave your suggestions for future Tea Tuesdays. I would love to know what topics or YouTubers or news or whatever you would like to cover in these Tea Tuesdays. I'm interested to see what you guys want to talk about. So that's it for today. Have a great day, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.